Hello, beautiful people of the internet. This is the very last video of 2019. That is right, tomorrow is 2020. It's a brand new start. It's a brand new decade, and we are gonna be killing it. But before we do that, it's time for our therapy session. Now, the last 10 years of my life have been like itty bitty just graduating high school to where I'm at now. And so what we're gonna do is we're gonna recap all of that. We're gonna have a nice little therapy session, and then we're gonna push it all out the window, and we're gonna go into 2020 all nice and fresh. So if you wanna stick around, listen to the last decade of my life in one little tiny nutshell, and then we're gonna blow it off a cliff, then keep on watching. All right, we're gonna take it all the way back to 2020, and I've kind of written down a timeline of some events I would like to mention from the last 10 years. So we're gonna talk about those, we're gonna have some therapy, and we're gonna keep going. So 2010, Casey is a senior in high school. She is ready to graduate, go to college, be this big old businesswoman, and she meets her first real boyfriend. And that's where the next 5 years of madness kind of starts. Thought he was, you know, the best thing since sliced bread. Spoiler alert, he's not. But anyway, yeah, you know, fat girl, no boyfriends, her whole life. Nobody's ever been interested in her. She's never really put herself out there. She wears basketball shorts and t-shirts and, you know, no makeup and doesn't do her hair. And woo, someone's interested in her. And you know what she's got to do? Scoop it up because she thinks that's all that she's going to get. So 2010, that's where we're at. I graduate high school in June of 2010, and I start college at Western Carolina University in the fall of 2010. I am there for one full semester before I decide I need to transfer to be closer to my boyfriend / closer to home, my grandparents, whatever. I did it to be closer to my boyfriend. We all know that. So we get there, and then things really get interesting. Yeah, so 2010 turns to 2011, and you know, literally between like 2010 and 2014, it's just the same crap over and over and over again. But we'll get a little more into detail on that. A couple of really good things that happened in that 2010-2011 time frame is I started my first job working with special needs, which is super fun and a super cool like blessing to be able to do that. And then also I met Bob and Larry from VeggieTales. So like there's two really cool things that happened during that really crappy time in my life. I just, you know, literally my college years were pretty much wasted. And I get really frustrated about that sometimes because I really wanted that college experience. I never went out partying. I never went out drinking. Like, I was too scared that my relationship was going to come unraveled if I let myself lose any control whatsoever. So, yeah, I was in and out of the gym all the time, feeling like I needed to lose weight for him because he didn't like me the way that I was, or, you know, that I had to do what he liked to do. And so I was in and out of the gym, never having 1 ounce of self-confidence. Throughout the entire 5 years of our relationship, his friends are either encouraging him to leave me, encouraging him to cheat on me, and I'm of course paranoid, and I'm going through his phone all the time, and I'm terrified, and he's just, oh. Listen, I want to leave all of that in this decade. Like, I'm telling you, manipulation, gaslighting, just the worst things that could happen. Being shoved around, being punched in the gut, being trapped in a room that he will not let you out of, having to have the neighbors in your dorm, or his dorm, call the RA on the hall to escort me out because he wouldn't let me out of the room. I've not shared these stories with pretty much anyone, but this was, again, half this decade, so we're gonna talk about it because I literally never, ever just talk about these things. I just like make hints and make jokes and pretend like it's all okay, and it was not okay. Abuse comes in all different forms, and so that's really where I spent a lot of my time. And I didn't tell my parents. My parents knew that I was not in a good relationship, like, but what 20-year-old wants to be like, Mom and Dad, you were so right. Oh my gosh. No, you don't. So you just deal with it, and you just put on this face, and you're like, he's the only one that's ever gonna love me. He's the only one that could ever possibly care about me. So I have to stay. I don't have to stay. But anyway, like 3.5, 4 years into the relationship, we get engaged. Woo, I was pumped. I was like, I got somebody that wants to stay with me the rest of their life. I done made it. I done did it. I hadn't done it. Hadn't did it. My graduation in 2014, he ripped my engagement ring off of my finger in between my graduation dinner and going out afterwards, and told me he was done with me, blah, 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 only because this was one day that was about me and not about him, and he couldn't handle it. So by the time we get home, I've of course already forgiven him. Things are back to normal, whatever. Another 6 months, year goes by, whatever. He is on a, like, he has some serious actual like mental issues that requires therapy and medication, and seriously just want the best for him at this point. But he was going through a low spot, and he pulled a gun on both of us. Just like waving it around, telling me, you know, is this what I want? Is this what I want to do? And not a lot of people like know about this, or I know I'm kind of speeding through it and talking about it really quickly, and that's because I'm so ready to just let this part of my life go, that I have a scar on my knee from where I ducked because I was afraid he was actually going to shoot a gun or try and kill us both, whatever. But yeah, I was outside at my car. He was yelling at me through the bedroom window, and no more than 20 feet away from me, and puts a gun to his head, and I thought I was actually going to watch someone blow their brains out of their head. Talked himself down. I talked him down. I don't know. Like, I really don't know how it didn't happen, but it didn't. And then guess what I did? I stayed in that relationship for an entire another year or longer. Because again, I was manipulated into believing that no one else could love me, no one else would want me, and that this is just the cards I was dealt, and that's what I was going to be living with for the rest of my life. It wasn't until I was in my shower. I can see this day so clearly. In between all of these things happening during that time span, I did graduate college with my bachelor's in business administration. I can't talk because I'm hyped up. My bachelor's in business administration with a concentration in marketing communications. And I got my first job scheduling at the local community hospital. Kind of went up from there. I've been in the customer service scheduling insurance world for the last 5 years, pretty much. But it wasn't until like mid 2015 to the end of 2015, like late summer, we had gone to the beach on a trip with friends, and we were in the middle of our vacation, and I was just laying there, and I just, like, my body, my brain, everything just lined up and was like, sis, you're not happy. This is not the life that you have to have. So just leave it. Okay, we're in the middle of a beach trip. I'm like, okay, brain, calm down, chill out. Wait until we got home. Miserable for the next like 3 or 4 days of this vacation. And I am home for like 2 weeks. It just keeps weighing on me like, you are done, you are done. You don't want to do this anymore. You're so done. So I had this little like waterproof case on my phone because I like to listen to music in the shower. And this was like 4 or 5 years ago, 4.5, 5 years ago. So I didn't have a fancy little speaker that was waterproof at the time. So in the middle of my shower, I picked up my phone, pulled up my texts, and I sent a message that said, I don't want to do this anymore. Is that okay? Still asking for his permission, like he could decide. And all he sent back to me was the word, okay. And at that exact moment in time, it's like light bulbs went off, that this huge burden of like heaviness and weight and just like was lifted off of my shoulders. I had never felt so light. I literally sat down in my shower, still lived at home with my parents at this time. Again, nobody knows the story. Welcome to literally living in my brain for the last 10 years where I don't tell people this stuff. I'm sitting in my shower sobbing because I'm so happy that I have finally had the courage to even be like, yeah, don't think this is working. And when he said, okay, it validated everything for me. Like, okay, he's fine with it. I can go, I can be out. You know, a month later, he texts me like, are you for real gonna be done? You're gonna throw away 5 years, blah, 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 blah. Blocked your number. I start getting Facebook messages, block you on Facebook. Oh, here come the emails. Bro, leave me alone. Like, once I was done, I was done. It takes a whole lot for me to be done, but I was done. Okay. Go back a little bit. During that 2015 time frame, which is what we're up to now, because I literally spent 4 years, 5 years of my life all in this big mess of crap that it's hard to focus on anything else other than that. But as our relationship was slowly coming to an end and I finally was like, oh, ding, 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 this is done, I bought my first car, which will be paid off in a couple more months. All by myself, no cosign, no nothing. Like, I put the money down, I bought this car, I was super proud of myself. And then towards the end of 2015, I hopped on Tinder like every other single person did at the time and started looking for a fella. And I just wanted attention. I wanted to feel like someone liked me, that I was cute, I was pretty. Like, validate me, please. That's where I was at. Now, in 2015, I did actually find a love for dance and exercise as far as that aspect of working out goes, but it became super unhealthy, and I also don't want to talk about this because I don't want to like trigger anybody, but I also don't want to be like, I have an eating disorder when I don't even know if that's even what you would call it. Just, I became obsessed with working out, and I would weigh myself multiple times a day. So I had a scale and a spreadsheet in my bathroom. I would weigh myself every morning, and I would weigh myself every evening. And if I hadn't lost at least like 0.2 pounds every single day, I was so upset with myself. So what would I do? I'd put my workout clothes on and I would do another dance routine. I would run a couple miles, or I would do this, or I would do that, until that number on that scale was less than it was when I woke up that morning. I would eat less that day so that I could make sure that that's what I was doing. All again, 2015. 2015 is a big year of like things for me. So by the end of 2015, I'd kind of lost my love or spark for working out 24/7. It just didn't, my brain could not handle any more obsession over my weight, over my looks, over any of that. So that's when I went to the boys for the validation. Please tell me I'm pretty. Please tell me you like me. Please be like, oh, I want a piece of that. Like, please, please. It's the least I've ever weighed in my life. I was like, here we go. They gonna love me now. So I catch the attention of one man, and two, and three, and four, and went on a date with one guy. It was cute, I guess. I don't even know what order all these honestly happened in. Another guy who I ended up like, that was a mess. I was like, we'll get into that. And then I went on a date with Nick at the end of 2015. That was our first date. We didn't see each other again for like another month or so after that. And then that's when we started talking and sort of hit it off for a few months. And then here comes homeboy that I had been talking to like before I talked to Nick. Oh, it's such a mess. We got stories on stories on stories about all these people. Okay, so Nick and I kind of did a little fizzling out. I was like, I don't think I'm ready to commit again, because I just did that for 5.5 years and I've been single for like 3 or 4 months, and I don't know that I'm ready for that. So I go back into this, give me attention, I want attention, hello, hello, notice me, please, somebody like me, what's up, what's good, hello. Okay, so we get into 2016, this is what I'm doing. 2016 is spent, why doesn't this one like me? Why doesn't this one like me enough to be with me? Blah, 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 blah. Drama, drama, drama. Boy after boy after boy. So it was just boy after boy after boy. Didn't like this one enough, didn't like this one enough. This one doesn't like me enough. Wasn't cute enough. Not yet. So, after all of like 2016 and boys and that, in that time, 2016 is when I actually got my first apartment by myself, no roommate, paying all my rent, car payment, phone bill. You know, your girl was finally out on her own, doing her own thing. And I was so proud of myself. And that's when I was like, boys, 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 boys. Ooh, she's independent. She can do this, she can do that. And yeah, so 2016 was mostly that. The end of 2016, my grandparents, who are from Virginia, moved down here in October. My grandfather went into an assisted living facility and my Nana moved in with my parents. And then a short time after that, that was my first Thanksgiving at my house. And like the end of the year is whenever I really started to like slow down with some of this crap and the boys and the this and that. And my pappy passed away at the end of 2016. And you know, it just, when you lose someone that you're super, super, super close to, you know, your priorities begin to shift. I don't, like, it wasn't like an exact, like, ooh, someone died close to me, let me change who I am. It wasn't that sort of thing, but it was more of just a, like, hello, family is important, boys may not necessarily be that important. So 2016 into 2017 is when I really started, like, calming myself down as far as like going out. I wasn't going out as often and I wasn't, you know, talking to boys as much, and started like, I think I changed jobs at some point, all pretty much doing the same thing. But anyway, 2017 I decided was gonna be like my year. I'm gonna do cool things. I'm gonna see concerts. I'm gonna go to so many concerts. And I did. That was like the only year that I've ever made like a real New Year's resolution, which was to see at least one concert every month for an entire year. And your girl did it. I went to a lot of concerts with my dad. Went to a couple concerts with Nick. I went to a couple by myself, like with friends, whatever. It was really cool. It was a cool year. I went to a lot of concerts and that was really fun. That year, I also really learned how to love myself. Like that was where this journey really, really started to take place, of like blogging and Instagram and all of this sort of stuff. Like I just kind of wanted to be obsessed with myself, like not with someone else or something. Like I was just like, ooh, yes. So it's when I really, really got into makeup. I had been trying, you know, for a few months doing my makeup, this and that, but like learning how to do things better and better products and what's better for me and what's better for my skin and clothes and like how I can express myself truly through my clothes, like, and just have fun and not be confined to what other people think that I should be wearing or whatever. And that's when Nick and I's relationship really started to take back off in like a serious way. And he loved me and cared for me, and I loved me and cared for me and just took care of myself in new ways. I wrote about my feelings, and I really, like, I had a blog for an entire year where I talked about being a plus size woman and like what it's like to be fat in this world and just, everything. I did talk, like that's the only other place and the only other time that I've ever really talked about the abuse and the guns and all that. Like that's the only other time that I've ever like threw that out there to everybody. So 2017 was really like this year where I was like, cool, I like me, I like life, things are cool. 2017 I also moved in, my lease was up, moved in with a friend of mine who had a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. It was cheap. was much closer to town. I was like, this is gonna be awesome. And let me tell you, it was so awesome for like the first year that I was there. So early 2017 to early 2018. Fun year. Friends were coming over all the time. People loved my roommate. He and I got along so well. Like, Nick didn't have problems with it. Like, it was so much fun. My sister was coming over. We were all going out to eat dinner and go bowling and play games and stay up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning just having a good time. Then his girlfriend moved in. And that's when, oh yeah, well, you can probably guess how that turned out. Plenty of stories about that too. Also, at the end of 2017, I was involved in 2 separate car accidents that I don't want to like go into detail about really, but I was really shaken up, and I'm still kind of shaken up from those situations. Like, nobody was badly injured or anything like that, but just car accidents are scary, and my airbag came out in one of these car accidents and I was terrified. I still do not like to drive long distances because of those accidents that happened over 2 years ago now. And when I'm driving a long distance, I will call Nick, or I will call my sister, or I will call whoever, because I don't like being alone in the car, because I have had this like paranoid thing of like, what if something happens and nobody knows because I'm by myself in the car. And if I'm more than like 10 or 15 minutes away from home, I start to feel that way. So, also had those. They were terrible, and I'm so happy that I'm finally at the point where I'm able to be in the car and be okay like more than half the time. And like, I'm moving on from those and that, and how I felt about, yeah, I still have some anxiety when I'm driving, but yeah. Also in 2017 is when I met my girl, Jasmine. Now, if you follow me on Instagram or Facebook or whatever, please don't follow me on Facebook. There's only like 10 of you that probably know my Facebook. Anyway, I was down in the River Arts District in Asheville taking pictures with all the fun graffiti and murals. And this girl walks up to me and she says, "Hi." She's like, "I'm a photographer. Do you want me to take your picture?" And I was like, yeah, but also this is kind of weird. But she was like, "Yeah, I do, you know, take pictures, blah, blah, blah." So she took a few pictures of me, told me that I was beautiful and all this. And I was like, what? Ain't no strange woman ever told me I'm pretty before. Now, my mama can tell me, my sister can tell me, my nana can tell me, even my friends can tell me. But this stranger was just like, "You are pretty." And I was like, oh my God, thank you. So she tells me she lives in Brevard, which is where Nick lives, which is where I now live. And I was like, oh my God, small world, Nick lives there, blah, 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 blah. So, fast forward to 2018, she is planning a full-on professional photo shoot with me. And I was like, this is gonna be so much fun. And let me tell you, that was the most fun I think I have ever had in my life, taking pictures, because she made me feel like I was dang Beyonce or something. So shout out to Jasmine, because she does all my pictures, not all of them, but a lot of my pictures. She is one of the coolest people in the entire world, and she makes me feel like a freaking queen. 2018 into 2017, 2018 is when I'm really like, oh yes girl, I love myself, life is cool, life is fun. And so I move out 2018, late summer of 2018, I move in with Nick, and I start feeling isolated from everyone and everything. I'm like 2 hours from my family, which was not the case before. I'm driving over an hour to work and home from work every single day. My friends are all far away. I can't really like go out after work, and I start like crawling into this hole. Stress at my job that I was at was piling up. I was just really frustrated. I just went into a little ball, and I went to my doctor, and I was like, hey, so I don't want to get off my couch. I can't ever focus on anything. I don't really know what's going on. And she was like, Casey, that's depression. And I was like, no, not like sad. And she's like, that's depression. And I was like, are you sure? And she was like, yeah, you're literally textbook. That's what she said, textbook depression. And I was like, okay, so cool. So I go on medication for depression, and it helps. By spring, okay, so we're in 2019. This year, we have made it 9 years done, 1 year left, or however many. I can't do math right now. We have finally made it. This year, the last year of my story for now, and then we're gonna kick it all to the curb. So, 2019 starts about a month and a half in. I finally find a job in my town, so I'm not driving over an hour to work. Getting to do more stuff that I want to do with my life. Not a ton, but I do get to do a little bit more of that. The people that I work with are so cool, but like, I can't even explain to you the people that I work with and how awesome of an environment that is, like 97% of the time. Like, oh, my coworkers are the bomb. Anyway, so have this job that I like, still far away from everyone, but like trying to learn how to deal with that. And like spring turns to summer, summer turns to fall, blah, 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 blah. This year I did go through some serious struggles as far as like losing people. Someone that I'm really, really, really close to almost passed away this year. I don't want to say like almost like, oh my gosh, they were about to die, but had some serious health issues this year that I was not sure we were going to make it through. And he did, and things are great, and he's on the mend. But that really took a toll on me, like spending every other day in the hospital and worrying about someone that you like really, really, really care about, who's been your friend since you were kids. Watching that situation was really hard this year. Also lost my mom's grandma who raised her. That was also really hard because that was a struggle for like all of the women of my family. That was like a really hard time. Yeah, she's like the cornerstone, whatever you call it. So that was hard this year. All right, so 2019, you know, dealing with, you know, losing someone that you're close to and almost losing someone else that you're close to, and you know, I've just gone through a lot of changes in the last like 3 to 4 months. My depression, seasonal depression, has come back with vengeance this year. Like September, October, that was just rough, going back into this cold season, and you know, it's been a rough season. And then December rolls around and it's like, I got you, girl. Let me tell you, these last 2 weeks of December are gonna be pretty cool for the most part. So let's get going. Had like the best Christmas ever. Like, I don't care about all you people that want snow for Christmas. No, being able to play outside in 60-degree weather with your family and just like play cornhole, run around, blow bubbles, that's way more fun than sitting inside watching it snow. I don't care what anybody says, way more fun. My sweet, precious, wonderful princess of a little sister got engaged at Christmas, so she's getting to marry someone who is super awesome and super good to her. Like, so good. And I love her a lot, man. And like, for me to be like cool with who she's marrying or dating at all is a big thing. So shout out to them and shout out to her for getting it together. So 2020, we're gonna be having a wedding. So that's exciting. Yeah, that is like, that's my life. I'm finally like actually super settled in Brevard. Like, I love our house. I got a cat last week. Like, we already had Charlie. We all already know about Charlie. But then we got this sweet little baby girl named Olive, and she's downstairs because she is wild, just like Charlie, but I'll show you a picture. Look, can you see her? You probably can't, but she's adorable. Look at her. Okay, anyway. So yeah, my sister's getting married. I got a cat. another cat, my own cat. She's mine. Like, cool. 2020's coming. It's a leap year. You know, it's gonna be so much fun. We're gonna get a whole extra day. So do something extra cool with it. My birthday is on Thanksgiving this year. So we're gonna be celebrating me. Everybody's gonna be thankful for me on Thanksgiving this coming year. And I'm just grateful to like be here and to have like a platform. Like, this is so strange to just stand here and talk to a camera for 30 minutes, but it is so therapeutic. You don't understand how much better I feel after just being like, blah, blah, blah. Here's my whole life for the last 10 years. Here's all the crappy things that's happened to me. Here's a lot of the things that explain why I'm a nutcase. And then just sweep it on out of here. So 2020 is gonna be a good year. It's gonna be full of positivity. It's gonna be full of so many crop tops. It's gonna be full of fashion. It is probably not gonna be full of that much makeup, because I'm gonna have to tell y'all, I do not enjoy making boring makeup videos. I'd rather stand and talk to the camera for 3 days than just do a makeup video and then have to edit it. It's boring. There's plenty of people out there for that. Now, if I want to like show you cool stuff sometimes, yeah, sure. Do I like to do my makeup? Of course. I look adorable. But makeup videos may not be what Casey's cut out for. I don't know if YouTube is what I'm gonna be cut out for. I'm not just be like, you know what, 2020, we don't need the internet as much. We don't need this, we don't need that. I don't know, but 2020 is gonna be chill. This whole decade's gone. We got a whole new decade. It's not like, you know, New Year's resolution, it's new decade resolution. Like, let's get it together, let's be grown-ups, let's kick ass, let's be bosses, and let's have a great year and new decade. So that's pretty much it. That's like, yeah. So that's my life. That's my literal, like, honestly, that's my entire adult life so far. And it's so frustrating to think that I spent so much of my time in these negative places and this negative environment, and it just makes me angry at myself because I let myself stay in it for so long. But it's over now. It's all over. It's been over. All of that has led me to be able to do this and to feel like this about myself and to like me and to like my family and to like my friends and to love Nick and my life here. And it's just so much. So if you have listened to this entire 20-30 minute rant, I don't know how long it is, I love you and I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm thankful that you guys interact with me and enjoy what I have to say and that you just listen to me ramble. You guys are my therapy. So yeah, I hope that you guys all have a wonderful new year and a wonderful 2020, and I will see you guys next year. Bye. Last video of 2019 coming at you. Beach. Ooh, this is fun. We're bringing all the happiness into 2020. Okay, anyway, I gotta turn my phone on because I got like a timeline on here. Hello, Miss Apple, thank you. And you know what, my Snapchat's not working, so I can't even send a message to my sister. I don't know what's happening. Thank you, Jesus, for that. Look at my hair, it's a mess. We ain't doing that in 2020. Bro, that was some heavy stuff. Okay. Okay. I'm getting emotional and I can't focus. Okay. I gotta go now. Bye, I gotta edit this.